do horrible things. Typical Trump words, you know. And then, before going golfing today, Trump decided to retweet or retruth, or what do you call them, a bunch of unhinged shit again, like third term for Trump as a reward for stolen election, which wasn't stolen, of course, we know that, from an account called Woman for Trump. Also from Woman for Trump, 104-year-old World War II hero has lived through 26 presidents, and he says Donald Trump is his all-time favorite. Bombs cost money. America's a warning against Donald Trump. We'll see. We'll see about that. Thank God for Trump, you sound European. I am European. I don't like, only unintelligent and uneducated people would say God bless Trump, or thank God for Trump. Or maybe you're a bot. Like, no sane person would say that. So Americans had to go to the polls, vote for a new Congress, and stop the war funding the money. Maybe time works faster. Donald Trump only has 1 year of budget, that's all, 1 trillion. He's already asking an increase of like the military budget for next year, and the military is asking for $200 billion more from Pentagon as well. That needs to go through Congress though. Happy birthday, keep love your work. Hey, thanks, PR Rocky. And remember yesterday, you're insulting someone who sees right through you. No, I'm not insulting you. I'm insulting anyone who says. Anyone who says. If you take that personally, well, that kind of hits the... there's probably some weird saying for that, but like, if the shoe fits, you know. Trump is literally making the world more unstable, killing civilians, killing girls in Iran, committing war crimes, and now he's planning to do more war crimes as well, funding a genocidal country and also supporting them in doing that genocide, starving, and also probably invading Cuba next. Did already to Venezuela. Mexico is going to be after that. How you think it ends? Trump can't admit defeat, so there's going to be a lot of dead people, a lot of civilians. Trump can't admit that he's wrong. Trump can't admit he's defeated. He might blame Netanyahu, which is always a scapegoat for him, but I think he's just not going to admit defeat, and he's going to get a lot of American soldiers killed and also a lot of civilians killed. He might do a George W. Bush and just get the fuck out of Iran and says that he won, like he literally did yesterday. Like yesterday when Iran bombed the 2 cities in Israel quite heavily, Donald Trump Truth Social tweeted, whatever you want to call, that's a complete scam of a website, don't go there. I unfortunately need to go there because Trump uses social media as his like foreign policy. Also, it's kind of dangerous because we know that Trump uses interns whenever he tweets something stupid. So Trump posted on Truth Social yesterday, if Iran doesn't fully open without threat the Strait of Hormuz within 48 hours, this time he actually wrote Strait of Hormuz correctly. Last time he wrote it straight, like, you know, straight line. Within 48 hours from this exact point in time, the United States of America will hit and obliterate the various power plants, starting with the biggest one first. Ironically, the biggest power plant in Iran is only like responsible for, I think it was 2.7%, less than 3% of the whole like energy in Iran. So it kind of doesn't do anything if you destroy the biggest power plant. That was instantly like, the first question everybody had in their mind is like how much of an effect that had, and there's a lot of curious people in the internet. So destroying the biggest power plant literally does nothing else except that prove that you're willing to strike civilian infrastructure, which is a war crime, unless they can prove that the power plant was used for military purposes, then technically that's not a war crime, but it is a war crime. And after he threatened yesterday Iran, then today, where's the tweet? I think I retweeted it as well. So yesterday he threatened Iran, and today he said that now with the death of Iran, so now he's declaring victory again. Yesterday he said that if Iran doesn't open up Strait of Hormuz in 48 hours, and now he's claiming victory again. He's completely fucking lost the plot. And that's a dangerous person to have the nuclear codes. Happy birthday from the coast of Georgia. Hi, thanks, Laurie. You're not Aussie, that's true. I've said it before, at the end of the day, he's businessman playing with people's lives. That is true. Happy birthday, young man. Thanks, GD. How many Iranian war crimes have taken place? I've lost count of them attacking civil residents. Yeah, they have done war crimes. And I do think that anyone who commits war crimes should be held accountable. Netanyahu, Trump, and Hexet. Yeah, put them all. Trial them all. You don't, like, that's not a catch if you try to do that. Like, whether it's the Iranian regime, or whether it's Netanyahu, or whether it's Trump, or whether it's Putin. Trial them all. No one should commit war crimes. I wonder how many demons of paranoia are screaming in his head. I don't think there's any lights upstairs. I don't think he actually has any, like, capabilities of thinking. That's the issue. That's the fucking issue. He just told Channel 13 Israeli News if Iran doesn't listen, he'll bring total decimation of Iran. Yeah. It's not the first time he's threatening Iran or other enemies with mass destruction and using weapons that can instantly stop the war. We all know what he's hinting of. He's hinting of using nuclear weapons. I'm sorry, Reno, but your Iranian relatives are kinda off the loop, though. It's not a rescue mission. Trump said that the next leader is gonna be a leader that they select, like Trump and Netanyahu. The next leader needs to be favorable. If the next leader wouldn't be favorable, the same thing would happen to them that happened to Ayatollah. So that's not freedom. You're not free. That's a colony. None, you heard what he said about Robert Mueller. I did hear. Good to see you. I miss you like a half a year. Hey, what up, Igor? Are we at the point where we can discuss cyber activity? How are you, my friend? Here from New York. You should check out Operation Gladio. Learning from Russians to hit civilian infra. I mean, Iran is an ally of Iran. Russia is an ally of Iran, and Russia has provided intel to Iran. But that's okay for Trump. Trump is all in favor for Putin providing intel and funds for Iran to kill US service members. Wrap that around your head. Like, how can a US president be okay with that? Something tells me that you may be a Gladio operator. What up, Revival Natural? I woke up from Sunday nap with a nightmare of becoming a part of the okayed world order. It is a rescue mission. We need to rescue the oil from the Persians. We're tired of playing nice with the world. The United States first. Texas, you say United States first. Okay. Why are you funding Israel? Why are you starting a war? That's like, why are you going to war because of Israel? How is that United States first? Just a question there. At the moment, your farmers are getting fucked because of Trump's actions. How is that America first? Oh, you need the door to the oil. Well, at least you're, like, honest about that. We are not, that's your narrative, we're protecting our interest. No. What is your like regime change is the interest of Trump because Netanyahu needs the regime change in Iran. You're the guy that loves talking but is afraid to get in a conversation. I'm not afraid of getting a conversation, but that's not the why what this live is about. If you want those sort of like lives, you can go somewhere else, but this is not the point of this live. You might not like it, but frankly, I don't give a fuck if you like it or not. This is me talking about this topic. You never take a live debate. Yeah, I don't. Why would I? It's not what this is about. Jane, thanks for the follow. Europeans aren't fighting for Israel, we are. That is true. And a lot of European leaders are smart not to get dragged into this war. Your arguments are so weak. Good. You can make an argument as well in the chat if you want to. But if I remember correctly, last time she said that you can't make a solid argument there and you're afraid that I can twist it. But then again, there's a lot of people having conversations back and forth in the chat with me, so maybe it's just you. By the way, who pays you? Nobody. I have a 9-to-5 job if you're asking that. But it's nothing related to politics or anything like that. This is my hobby. I've been studying global politics for a long time. I like talking about global politics. And like you missed Matt a few streams ago when we were talking about like the same topic, like getting paid from somebody. It would go completely against my own morals to take money from a political affiliation or any news agency or anything like that, because I couldn't trash both sides if I take money from one of the sides. And because I've been trashing Democrats, I've been trashing Republicans, I've been trashing different European countries, I've been trashing China and Russia. Like, I couldn't do that if I take money from political affiliations. It's my right and do what I want. What? Do you believe this war is political? 100%. Like, yeah. Where are you from, sir? I'm originally from Finland, but I live in Ireland. I went to share a link to my friend Johnny in Finland and came back just time for you to say hi. Yesterday people were complaining because you were talking to us too much. Exactly. How about religious? Well, if you take the Israeli point of view, they might claim that there's some religious, and of course, Iranian point of view would probably be as well religious. But I think it's more political than religious. Finland, I mentioned, Ali says equal opportunist. Yeah, like that is the only way to keep a free-thinking, independent mind. If you are willing to admit that you're wrong, willing to admit that the original thing you said was incorrect. For example, when I blamed the IDF for the girls' school bombing, and I admitted when we got the information, I admitted that I was wrong. It wasn't the IDF, it was the United States. Like, you need to have that ability to admit that you're wrong, that you're a human, you make mistakes, and also call out bullshit when people you are actually like listening to or liking says things that aren't actually making sense, if that makes sense. Other MENA countries have already joined the war. Qatar and Saudi Arabia provided base for attack inside Iran itself. Israel wants to expand and make this their country from the Nile to Euphrates rivers. Yes, they have a bit of a colonizing attitude towards neighboring countries. Critically thinking needs to come back into the style in America. Exactly. Like how many of you were here yesterday? I presume quite a few of you were here. And literally yesterday I said that 1 month from the midterms and Trump will start ramping up the possibility of voter fraud and riling up the troops, and then 3 weeks in he would like ramp up the rhetoric a bit more, and 2 weeks in even more, and 1 week in he would be full-blown like calling out it's all very hijacked and we need to arm ourselves. I was wrong on that. That doesn't happen a month before midterms. Trump did it today. Trump started the rhetoric already, the dog whistle for his cult, that be prepared. Trump posted in Truth Social today. Now with the death of Iran, the greatest enemy America has, it is the radical left, highly incompetent Democratic Party. So he's already creating that narrative that now that we've dealt with Iran, the next greatest threat to America is the Democrats. This is a dog whistle. This is him calling his cult to action, to be prepared when the midterms are coming. And as I've already said many times, if Republicans lose the midterms, Trump is not going to accept that. And he has his cult already riled up. So they are not going to push back if Trump just declares that, hey, we're not going to accept this election result and we're going to take over. What do you know? You're German. I'm not German, and I know quite a lot, Peter. This is a textbook dog whistle from Trump, and he's using that already, and we are in March. Which is wild, because it's not like some of his colleagues won't win their elections phase. Mr. Q, thanks for the follow. Ireland at the moment is super boring. Like, no offense to anyone, but like, what's happening in Ireland is like a nothing burger compared to like what's happening around the world. Mostly Ireland is like bickering amongst themselves in the parliament about like, should they or should they not provide the airfield in Shannon to the United States and Israel. Dead Green Eyes, thanks for the follow. It's not the Democrats, it's those who pull the strings of the useful idiots. I just jumped down here. Where are you from? Finland, originally live in Ireland now. I'm 40 generations Irish here. Limerick. I cook nothing burgers all day. Laurie, Limerick is a hidden gem. Limerick gets a bad rep in Ireland just because there's a few bad areas of the city that aren't that nice. But Limerick, otherwise, like, I think it's actually nicer than people let you believe. It's not as bad as you listen to like people from Cork or Callaway say. It's weird they keep claiming elections are rigged, but they hold all three sections of government. Exactly, but it's rigged when it's rigged when they lose. It's not rigged when they win. Lama, Americans only know 3 European countries: Germany, UK, and Italy. Don't forget France, but they never like say France. That I'm from French. Don't agree all the time, but appreciate what you say. Like, that's the point of this. Like, we don't have to agree with everything. And as I stated many times, you and me have more in common, even if we disagree on everything, than you and the politicians who are actually getting lobbied by billionaires and fossil fuel companies and foreign entities that are willing to fuck you over. I'm not willing to fuck you over. That's the difference. Like, I'm struggling as much as you guys are. Will we ever have peace? We'll probably have it at some point. Will it be on top of a large mass of bodies? Probably. Do you agree with the Conor McGregor on the illegal immigration issue in Ireland? It's not a case of like, do I agree or not? Like, there isn't an issue with the illegal immigration. And Conor McGregor, on the other hand, is a convicted rapist, so wouldn't listen to that asset. Nobody in Ireland likes Conor McGregor. There's bigger issues than illegal immigration in Ireland. The cost of living is really fucking high, and it's pushed high because of the parties in power. Rent is super high. Everything. And they are getting lobbied by the landlords and the housing association. So no wonder house prices are off the roof, and also rents are off the roof. But yeah, Conor McGregor is widely hated in Ireland. There's two people Irish people hate, Bono and Conor McGregor. Illegal immigration is not an issue, but Trump says it is. Of course Trump says it is, because it's a simple topic that you can just point the finger at. Hey, that group of people is causing all the issues for you. So you just look at them and you don't focus who's actually like in charge and causing the issues. You think the illegal immigrants are now causing the issues for the farmers that are actually struggling at the moment in the United States because of the war in Iran. You think that's because of illegal immigration? No. What country do you originate from? Finland. Bless you for being able to remain calm and composed. So many rude people. I from time to time have my... I lash out for stupid comments, though. Everybody who's been in the chat for like more than a few streams know that from time to time I might lash out for really stupid comments. Paljon onnea nuori myös. Hey, thanks Corbin Dallas. Farmers struggle by the politicians. Exactly. Greedy bankers needs to stop. That is also true. That is also true. What do you think about the Ukraine war? Russia is on the fault. It's because of Russia, and the war would instantly stop if Russia gives all the territories back to Ukraine and fucks to their territory. That would end the war. No more death. Everybody would be nice. Instantly. On the same day. Literally on the same minute. If Russia decides to withdraw all their troops from Ukraine and give the territories back to Ukraine, the war would end there. It's because of Russia. The war is ongoing still because of Russia. Happy birthday. Hey, thanks, Betsy. I made 6 figures last year in the US. I will be evicted and homeless in a week. That shouldn't be possible. But then again, this is a good, like, a case in point example of, like, your government doesn't give a fuck about the citizens of the United States. If you want to see how to handle homeless situation, you might want to Google Finland's homeless situation. I highly recommend that. That will open your eyes a bit. Oh Lord, he's delusional. It's ongoing because of NATO. Yes, that is one of those stupid comments that I've always like mentioned. Like, Ukraine is not a part of NATO. Good try though. Finland did join NATO now, I believe, in April 2023. Yes, due to the Ukraine. And wasn't it like later 2023? But it was because of Russians' further escalation. Well, further escalation to war with Ukraine. Russia is the reason why Finland and Sweden joined NATO. Finland was kind of like evenly split if and not joining NATO, but Russia pushed them over the border. So it's thanks to Russia that Finland and Sweden is now in NATO. Fun fact, I've never been for NATO. But I do understand, because if you want to understand global politics, you need to understand the root cause, like, analysis of the things, you know? What caused Finland to join NATO? Quite simple. A country that hasn't had a plan to join NATO for a long time, for fucking decades, all of a sudden speed runs to joining to NATO after Russia decided to attack Ukraine, like further attack Ukraine. I understand why Finland joined NATO. I don't need to agree with it. I don't need to agree with NATO, which is the thing. I've never like thought NATO is a good thing. I understand why a country would join NATO, especially if you're a neighboring country to Russia. You are the personification of our last hope in terms of international law. Unfortunately, a lot of like dictators like Trump and Ayatollah and Netanyahu and Putin, they don't really give a fuck about international laws. My country is neighboring country to Russia. Are you from Finland as well? The reason their population is obedient at monarchy is because high standards of living from oil and support from America, but it has limits if they say monarchy do decline. they should probably figure things out before the 48-hour deadline. We don't have free healthcare for a reason, lol. Yeah, I'm from Finland as well, Katoja Gamer. Why do I think NATO is not a good thing? Like, before Russia decided to attack Ukraine, I always believed that Finland should remain as neutral as possible. And joining a defense alliance, ergo NATO, would break that. Come on. God, oh my fucking god, I forgot how to speak English. That would constantly break the unbiased global political position. There's a word for that. Oh my fucking god. Sorry about that. Hey, Katoja Gamer, thanks for the follow. Neutrality, that's the one. Neutrality, yeah. Louis, thanks for the club cheers. And that's why I always thought that Finland should stay neutral, just like Switzerland is. But because what Russia did, I understand why Finland joined NATO. I didn't still agree joining NATO, but I understand joining NATO because I value neutrality more. Do you think Russia would do something and China go after Thailand if the US leaves NATO? No, like if Finland is now looking for enabling laws that would allow them to harbor nuclear weapons, and if Finland passes that law, and for example, Finland would harbor France's nuclear weapons on Finland, Russia is not going to attack Finland. Because that is one of the best protections that a country can have if your country has nuclear weapons. Why don't you like NATO? I'm not very knowledgeable on this. Like I explained it, like I'm such a... Finland was always looked at as a neutral party when it came to like negotiation and trying to de-escalate situations, just like Switzerland is. And in my opinion, belonging to a defensive alliance like NATO would destroy that neutrality because now you have a bias. In this situation, it's not wise for Finland to be neutral, but we should have allies that actually respect us, so we can also respect them. That exactly got that gamer. At the moment, like 99% of the NATO countries, Finland can like, well, not 99 because there's Turkey as well, but 95% of the countries in NATO, Finland can actually like trust. There's only like USA and a few others that you can't really like trust anymore. What's up, Alicia? Nothing much. Nate, how are you doing? Neutrality is bullshit. You made a choice for US hegemony. Neutrality isn't bullshit. That's a bit of a dumb comment there. Happy birthday, man. Congrats, the most megalomaniacal, massive congrats. Hey, thanks, Oskari. One, EU has been captured by USA a long time ago. Finland become part of NATO is long gone. Conclusion, just a matter of time. That's not true. Like, Finland didn't have any plans on joining NATO until 2023. Of course, we've had conversations about it, but both the citizens of Finland and the politicians in Finland were against joining NATO until 2023. We've had many polls and votes about NATO throughout our short tenure as an independent country. Why do you think the United States has a battle group in the Persian Gulf for so many years? What do you think about the Kids Online Safety Act, COSA? But push to Congress to censor. US can... I haven't investigated the COSA that much. What are they gonna ban? TikTok. US can leave NATO. As a Canadian, I would like to see that. The US does not respect sovereign nations. NATO would still exist. Although we could just make a European defense alliance instead of NATO, because it would be the same thing. And we could actually like ask Canada to join that. So when do you need help? You join NATO. If you don't need to join NATO. Finland doesn't need help. It is a defense alliance. If shit hits the fan. The only country that's actually like received help from Article 5 is the United States when they started the Iraqi war. So United States have benefited more than the other NATO countries. Of course, you could make an argument that because United States military spending is so much fucking higher than anybody else's, that military spending is providing an umbrella protection to others, which is a valid argument. But NATO as a whole hasn't really deployed anything. NATO couldn't do anything without the United States. You are quite frankly underestimating the military might of European countries, especially if they join forces. You're completely uneducated of the military condition of the European countries, if you say that. Making a statement that they can't do anything is uneducated and also false. Trump can be trusted to do the right thing. NATO would be in a bad position, but they would be okay. They would be in between two superpowers. They would be in between Russia and the United States. De facto, they would be in a fucking bad position there. Also, with the US invaded a nation that had nothing to do with 9/11, but we all moved on. True. That was one of the biggest what the fucks. Like, I was in 6th grade when 9/11 happened. We were actually in a field trip with my class when that happened. And I remember my father screaming, like, why the fuck are United States attacking Iraq because Osama bin Laden was in Afghanistan? Like, my father was completely baffled about that. And I still remember that. Happy birthday. Thanks, Wendy. Both US and European militaries is so huge, a war between them simply couldn't happen. I mean, I wouldn't say couldn't, but probably wouldn't. Johnston, thanks for the follow. Can't or won't do anything. Too frightened or to offend anyone. Oh, where the hell is my sound?
Any funding security.
Just to be very clear, you are a no on any funding request.
I'm absolutely a no on any funding request. I mean, every single day, this war makes less and less sense.
European armies are actually too weak currently to survive a longer war because Europe has currently too little military industries to keep the supply of ammunition running. There are actually only about maybe 3 countries in Europe ready to fight in case of a war. Those are Finland, Poland, and Greece. But that is a good comment, and that is actually true. Like, if we're talking about prolonged wars. But then again, Germany, France, and UK already ramped up their military industries and military production. Also enlisting more people because of what's happening in Iran. Also what's happened with Russia. So there's a lot of movement at the moment of different countries ramping up their military just because of what's going on in Iran, and of course what's going on with the unstable leader of the United States. So Finland can survive a war. Yeah, Finland could. I feel you're not speaking in depth about the religious part of this war. You know why? Because I don't really give a fuck about religion. So I do know that, like, Israel is claiming that the radical Islamists should be killed and wiped out from the Middle East. That's been Netanyahu's goal for a long time. And also that the land belongs to the Jewish people. And that's why he wants to expand Israel's territories. Already we've had some like insights inside of the United States Army saying that this is a holy war and Trump was sent by fucking Jesus or something like that. So there's a lot of religious aspects of this. You're a very smart guy, and I appreciate hearing about your opinions. Smart is relative. Like, I remember Stephen Hawking saying that because somebody was asking Stephen Hawking about his IQ. And Stephen Hawking said that, yeah, my IQ might be high when it comes to like space and mathematics, but about like current topics, he's an idiot. And I do kind of understand, like, this is a topic that I entertain myself all the time. I've been reading and I've been listening and I've been studying global politics for a long time. But when it comes to, for example, pop culture things, I might be quite uneducated. Or when it comes to like, what would be another thing? I have to admit that, unfortunately, when it comes to like the greater African nations, I am quite uneducated as well. Not as well equipped when it comes to like Middle East or when it comes to like the United States, but like Africa is something that I know I'm out of my comfort zone about Africa. Randall, thanks for the follow. Does it bother you that Christian nationalism is in charge of Nutsec? I am worried that whenever a religious nationalist is in charge of anything, they shouldn't be. Religion should be only a personal thing. Damn, Finland potentially has 900,000 Arctic troops that could be mobilized quickly. Yeah, I know. I even know where the fuck where we keep all the guns and ammunition and the vehicles and everything. I used to live really nearby that. One of those emergency shelters. The biggest weakness for Finland and Greece and multiple other EU nations are how to keep their economy from collapsing. I think that's where the European Union comes in handy. Because Russia break international rule. Why EU sanctions Russia? Because Russia is committing war crimes and also breaking international rules, yes. That is true.
We're going to give Iran $14 billion to fund this war with the United States. We're going to give Russia billions of dollars to fund their war with Ukraine. We're literally putting money into the pockets of the very nations that we are fighting right now. Like, we've never seen this level of incompetence in war making in this country's history. And frankly, we've had a lot of incompetence in war making.
Is religion tax exempt all over the world? At least in Finland it's still, and in Ireland as well. Oxymoron, thanks for the follow. But that's actually interesting, like, we're gonna give Iran 14 billion to fund this war with the US. That's why, like, if you think about what's going on in Iran at the moment and the Iran war, it's kind of like baffling because Trump is, first of all, lifting sanctions for Russia that they can actually, again, do business with a lot of different countries, therefore funding their own war against Ukraine. We know that Russia is also providing intelligence, the Iranians, of like locations of US military bases and military personnel, which is again putting their own military hardware and personnel at risk. Also, Trump lifting sanctions for Iran, giving them $14 billion is kind of counterintuitive because it's, again, funding the fucking enemy that you're fighting against. So what the hell is Trump doing? Literally, like, Trump is making it so that his so-called enemies are better equipped to fight against US troops. Like, Kevin, thanks for the follow. Happy birthday. Hey, thanks, Arlene.
Well,
we're going to give Russia billions of dollars to fund their war with Ukraine, and we're literally putting money into the pockets of the very nations we're fighting right now. We've never seen this level of incompetence in war making in this country history, and frankly, we've had a lot of incompetence in war making. That is actually really fucking fucking true, and also kind of sad and funny at the same time, because no offense to the United States, yes, you have one of the most, probably the like strongest militaries in the world, but my fucking god, you are horrible at using it. It's not funny, I know, but it is kind of like literally you. It's like Barcelona when Barcelona had all the stars in Barcelona playing and they would still lose. It makes no fucking sense. Yes, the strongest. Yeah, but unfortunately, your military leaders throughout like quite a few decades are fucking asshats. Strong is not the problem, it's the B-brain that is using it. What's the issue? How are we losing? Well, you're not winning. Every day that this is getting longer and longer, Iran is actually winning. Well, not Iran, but the regime is winning. Trump said that they don't have any fucking capabilities of hitting aircraft or anything, and they shut down an F-35. Also, Netanyahu and Trump said both that they are almost out of missiles, and all of a sudden, yesterday Israel was fucking bombarded with missiles. I don't know how much you get like actual news in the United States, but it's not looking that good for the United States at the moment. This is making United States look really fucking weak. Do you believe in the Iranian people deserve their freedom? 100%. I've been talking about this throughout 2010s and also 2020s now, that the Ayatollah regime is like really, really, really fucking horrible when it comes to like treating their own citizens. Like public hangings, public executions, stoning of people, all of that stuff. So, but I do know why all of a sudden a lot of Makkah supporters woke up to Ayatollah's regime, and it's because of Trump. They didn't give a fuck about the Iranian people 2019. But now they give a fuck about it because Trump changed his mind as well about the Iranian regime. Trump doesn't care about anybody. Yeah, exactly. Like, of course, there's that lie, that big lie that Trump is going to liberate the people of Iran, which is completely false because Trump doesn't give a fuck about anybody. He's shooting left and right like Danny DeVito. Now the whole of the Middle East would be better as a sheet of glass. Oh, god damn. When the second coming of Jesus arrives, I hope that he can get a Tesla and a C-suit in Trump Tower. Trump wants the land and Trump wants the leader. Do all 900,000 Finnish soldiers get access to Koskenkorva? That is an important question, and if I was a politician in Finland, I would definitely make that a law, that all 900,000 Finnish soldiers would have unlimited amount of Koskenkorva if the war broke out. That would be my policy that I would run with. Koskenkorva and fisherman's, also known as fishu. It's like salty licorice Koskenkorva vodka. Really delicious, completely black. Horrible if you drink too much, because when you puke, your puke is going to be black as well. I've had some experiences with that when I was younger. Is Finland open for us to come? Yeah, go for it. Although I would recommend coming to Ireland, though. Ireland is a lot like Finland, except we don't have the harsh winter here, which is super nice because I'm not a huge fan of the snow. And the reason EU don't want to get involved is because Americans don't discuss it first, not because of morality. Remember, geopolitics don't have morality. Funny, the Iranians are celebrating. So were the Iraqis, so were the Libyans, so were the Syrians. We've seen people celebrating in the hopes of liberation, and then America does what America does better. Sucks out the natural resources and left them there for the next terrorist group or the next paramilitary to take over the government. That's been the fucking case, every regime change so far. Will Ireland accept Americans, though? If you have a job here, then yeah, go for it. Irish people are really nice. I think China has been stuck in everybody's natural resources. I think China is at the moment like, I'm not a fan of Xi Jinping. Don't get me wrong. Like Xi Jinping, what he's done, it's like on the same level of Putin and Trump. So I'm not a fan of Xi Jinping, but I think Xi Jinping is sitting at his like throne at the moment, be like, the fuck is this? Like, we can just sit here and our stocks are going up because those are fucking around. They don't need to do anything. They can just sit back and be there. And all of a sudden, European countries are looking like, okay, China looks a bit more trustworthy than the United States. It's not because China is becoming more trustworthy. It's because United States is becoming less trustworthy. And it's all because of United States, like not United States, but because of Trump. I hope Iranian war doesn't turn out to another Vietnam war for USA, because that would do so much harm for every country. I couldn't even live in Ireland because I love the Finnish forest and being able to go to... Oh yeah, like, I do miss that, Kataya. I do miss that. I've been here in Ireland for almost 4 years now. We have a proper MAGA guy here again. That's not... We usually have at least a few of them. These wars are about resources and who controls them. Yes. I think everybody knows that. So that's why it's hilarious when they give those bullshit reasons like nuclear programs and nuclear weapons, which they don't have. Or that they're gonna go and liberate the people of Iran, which is also completely bullshit. It's all about resources and land. That's it. They need a leader there that's going to provide Israel and United States unlimited access to whatever they want to. That's literally what they want to. They want to create a proxy country there, a colony. No, I was reading the comment about Vietnam. That was from Twitch. Scooter B644. I have 4 different chats open here. So if you hear a comment that doesn't make sense from my mouth, it's usually from some other chat. Weren't nuclear weapons declared haram in Iran years ago? What? The only people that should liberate Iran should be Iranians. Yes, Dad. That is exactly. I'll pin your comment for a good comment. There we go. I want to highlight when people have actually like really good takes. And that is one of the better takes. That is one of the better takes. And now that Donald Trump again announced that they won, they should just fuck off. But no, they are planning to escalate the war even more. Because Israel is getting the same treatment that they have been providing Gazans and Palestinians for a long time. That's why it's... I feel bad for the citizens of Israel and the civilians in Israel, because Netanyahu is putting them on harm's way. And now they're actually getting the same treatment that Palestinians have been getting for a long time. So when Netanyahu is crying for the United Nations that Iran is doing war crimes, it's kind of hypocritical coming from Netanyahu, who is literally wanted for war crimes. So for Netanyahu, I don't feel bad. But for the civilians, I do, because I value human life, whether it's Israeli citizens, whether it's Palestinians, whether it's Iranians, whether it's the Americans. I value human lives, like, just end of story. That's why all war criminals should be put to Hague and trialed. So defending yourself is a war crime. Scooter B, do tell me how killing 30,000 plus women and children are self-defending. Also, Scooter B, Do explain to me how you can claim self-defense when you preemptively attacked somebody else who wasn't attacking you. How is that self-defense? One wish I do have, like, don't use that self-defense bullshit, because what Iran is doing at the moment is retaliating because they were attacked. Israel attacked their nuclear facilities. Iran attacked Israel. Don't use that self-defense bullshit. They started in October 7th. You have a you have one of those goldfish memories. You think that conflict started in October 7th. And okay, we can play that. Like, what happened in October 7th was a massacre and a horrific terrorist attack. And Hamas should be tried for crimes against humanity and war crimes for that terrorist attack. 1,500 people approximately lost their lives. 2/3 of them were civilians. That's a horrific thing that happened. But then we have the follow-up question. When does that retaliation, that revenge, turn into an attack? 10,000 lives, 20,000 lives, 50,000 lives, 80,000 lives plus? When does that turn into attack and not self-defense or retaliation for October 7th? When? When Israel gives them the whole West Bank. Yeah, Israel should give them the whole West Bank. Israel should also return to the, not the original lines, but the 1951, if I remember correctly. I think it was 1951. Give Palestinians their land back. What happened October 7th? October 7th was a terrorist attack perpetrated by Hamas. And in the terrorist attack, they killed 1,500 people, Israelis. 2/3, 1,000 about, was civilians. About 300 to 500 of them were either Israeli military personnel or Hamas terrorists. '58. Well, 58 is okay as well. 48. And let's not wind up the clock that much. In Israel, yes. But who is funding this group? Hamas, you mean? Well, there is actually documentation that the Israeli government has sent also some funds to Hamas through Qatar. And Qatar is also funding Hamas. That's one of the more interesting things, is like the Israeli officials like statements about like those fundings during Netanyahu's tenure in the mid-2010s, when they actually were sending funds to Hamas. Happy birthday, Alicia. Thanks, Miss Zena girl. Yeah, Bibi said he could control the flames. In 30 years, there has been only one US president that wasn't born in 1940s. Middle East has for an extremely long time been extremely unstable region because of Europe and USA. Oh yeah, they're like, there is a reason why a lot of Middle Eastern like countries and people in Middle East is screaming like death to Western countries. Like what we have done, like the Western countries in Europe and also like USA has done in the Middle East, that is literally the cause of the instability in the Middle East. 100%. You think they scream death to America because they just feel like it? Almost forgot happy birthday. Hey, thanks, Revival Natural. Bless the beautiful Palestinians and Iranians. Yeah, I like that. That's another good comment, Ronda. You getting a pin. I'll pin that comment. Even Charlie Kirk questions how the attack by Bastion got through Israel's security. I mean, Charlie Kirk was against the Iran war as well. You have to remember that. So was Tulsi Gabbard, so was Trump actually, so was J.D. Vance, and so was Pete Hegseth. Every single one of Trump's admins were against Iran war. Until after the last election. Interesting. Hey, Laser Crowley, thanks for the birthday wishes.
The 18 intelligence agencies to agree on anything, it's very challenging. It is a very laborious and it's sometimes a very intense.
Neural spies. Thanks for the galaxy. Thank you for the galaxy. I have to stop the video there and just I'll pin that. Thank you. All 18 of American intelligence agencies agreed Iran had no capacity to develop a nuclear bomb. I'll repeat. Thank you for the solid, calm conversation. Thanks, Neural Spice. I tried to be calm as much as possible. I'll repeat that. All 18 of American intelligence agencies agreed Iran had no capacity to develop a nuclear bomb. But Israel was telling us they would be able to assemble 10 bombs in 2 weeks. 18 American intelligence agencies, no nuclear capacity. Israel, 10 bombs in 2 weeks. Trump chose to believe Israel over his own entire intelligence community. This is not the first time. Well, we of course know because Trump also admitted to this, that he had a feeling. He's trusting his own gut. He also said that, if you remember, I don't regret following you. Happy birthday. Hey, thanks, Sonny. If you remember, Trump also criticized Keir Starmer, UK's Prime Minister, because Keir Starmer said that he needs to talk to his team. And Trump said that, why do you talk to your team? You're a leader. You can make those decisions by yourself. And then he said, I'm not talking to my team. And of course, all of us know he doesn't talk to any experts or any of his team. He makes those decisions himself. They say birthday. Yes, it is my birthday. It is my birthday.
Hence process of coordination and having people argue their cases. When you have the 18 intelligence agencies saying without a doubt that Iran is not working towards a nuclear weapon, and the Defense Intelligence Agency doing battle damage assessment, which is what the DIA really specializes in, is having...
Trump is making great decisions. You sound like a German. Who the frick commented that America's know only 3 countries. They know like Germany, UK, and then Italy. And every time I've been called a German because they don't know geography at all. They don't know other European countries because they're uneducated. So they just pick those countries that they know most. But Trump is not making great decisions. Ask your U.S. farmers at the moment, how is it going? How much fertilizers are they getting? Go ask that. They're probably thrilled again, but they're getting bailed out by Trump the second time in a year. Really soon. Good job on that. Great decision. Great decision. And that's the second time, not in a year. 6 months. 6 months. Second time fucking over the farmers. And we have to, one thing coming from Finland and also living in Ireland, I know that farmers are the backbone of the society. And Trump fucking them over twice in 6 months is the record. I think no one has ever done that. Ask what are they paying for diesel. Oh, the diesel prices in Europe has jumped as well. Probably like in the United States as well. Cheryl, thanks for the rose. Trump bankrupted 3 casinos. He's not a great businessman. I mean, he's a fraudster. He's not even a good Christian. He's not a good father either. He fucked a porn star while his wife was pregnant with Barron. That's the role model you're looking for. He was really good friends with Bill Clinton and Jeffrey Epstein, 2 of the slimiest people. We the people are taking back the land from China over Common. He's Jewish now. Apparently, yes. His followers don't care. That is true. He doesn't claim to be a Christian. He literally broke all 10 commandments. Anyone who believes he's a good businessman believes that because of reality TV. Who are we talking about? Unfortunately, Trump.
I mean, these military-based assessments.
I would love to have a week where Trump isn't saying stupid shit or causing more issues globally or just making the world more unstable again. I would love to have a week like that in 2026. Can we have that? Can we have that? What do you think? Is there going to be a week in 2026 where Trump isn't making things worse for everyone around the world, not just in the United States or the Middle East, but around the world? No, thanks. He has more money than fake Aussie does. He has a lot of debt. Trump is cash poor, everybody knows that. Nicole, thanks for the follow. Supply is far better than under Biden, or have you conveniently forgotten already? Are you talking about fertilizers? The Strait of Hormuz is putting a bit of a dent in the fertilizing availability for the farmers in the United States, even though Trump said that they don't need it. But again, Trump doesn't ask for like his experts' opinions. If he would, he would know this. But the ballroom will be beautiful, that is true. Hey, Nico, thanks for the birthday wishes. Oh my god, the religious leader Paula White. Oh yeah, I know that. That is pure fucking cinema. Like, especially it's ironic when they were criticizing.
Strike and 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 strike until you have.
I remember seeing this for the first time and I thought that it was on a loop.
Strike and 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 strike until you have victory. For every enemy that is aligned against you, let there be that we would strike the ground, for you will give us victory, God. I hear a sound of abundance of rain. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of shouting and singing. I hear a sound of victory. I hear a sound of...
I listened to the whole thing. I'm not going to make you listen to the whole thing because that's fucking psychotic. That's Paula White. That's the spiritual advisor to Donald Trump. They are crazy as fuck. How can there be a victory in a unnecessary aimless conflict? Don't you know Trump's mantra? Never admit defeat, always claim victory even if you fucking lose, and never always lie and attack. Attack. Admit nothing, deny everything. No matter what happens, you claim victory and never admit defeat. That is Trump. Derek, thanks for the follow. I have to go have a good stream, man. Hey, thanks for dropping by as always, Echo. 48 hours ends Tuesday for Taco Tuesday. Okay, that's hilarious. But yeah, that is true, actually. Strike and strike and strike the enemy, just like Jesus said. Yeah, I remember Jesus saying the same thing. Strike and strike and strike. Saw the aircraft carrier video. Trump was getting strike after strike by Bibi from behind. Oh, you mean that one? Okay. That one, yeah. Just a second. I will show. I was wondering what video you were talking about, but now, yeah. You were talking about the secret reason for the war. Just a second. I'll pull up my trusty old... why are we in war with Iran video? Because there might be people questioning why is United States in war with Iran, and the reason is... Oh my god, I have so many videos here. There we go, found it. Found it. I need to make that like a hotkey that I could instantly get access to. Should I be worried, Nate, that you were requesting this, though?
Oh, Donald, why haven't you attacked Iran yet? If you don't attack soon, I will release the Epstein files.
Okay, BB, I'll do whatever you want.
That was requested from a viewer. Yes, I do have that bookmark for myself. That was a request from a viewer, and of course I need to please my viewers, you guys know that. Some people claim that that is made by AI. I mean, if it's plausible, like, if there's even a 1% chance that it's plausible, I think it might be true. Nominated Best Short Film 2026 for Oscars. Trump and Joseph Stalin have a lot of similarities. They do actually have quite a lot of similarities. To weaken the US dollar, that's the main reason. Like Trump has a lot of similarities for, like, this is probably something a lot of people don't want to hear, but he has a lot of similarities when it comes to the Communist Party in China. I'm not going to even open that. I'm just going to make that statement and just move to the next topic, just to confuse people. But if you know what Trump has said, what Trump is doing, what Trump is threatening to do, you understand that comparison with the Communist Party of China. The person that made that should get an Oscar. Yeah, 100%. Best director. Amanda, thanks for the heart meat. It's all money and corruption across the world. Can we get a real American in charge? Probably not. Like, as long as MAGA doesn't learn from this. I'm worried that Trump will try and halt the midterms. I have, like, bigger worries that he doesn't halt the midterms. And if the Republicans lose, then they're going to take over. That's my big worry. Especially now that he literally called the Democratic Party the next big enemy after Iran. Where the hell was it? Yeah, here. So that video is AI, or is it your daydream to butt tuck yourself? No, because we know how much Trump loves Bibi, and we know that Bibi has something on Trump. Otherwise, Trump is kind of a weak boy if he goes to war because somebody else asked. Or maybe Trump is in the closet secretly, which is also, I would applaud. Would make sense, though. But Trump posted in Truth Social now with the death of Iran, which is kind of ironic that he's again like claiming victory, even though he was just threatening Iran. The greatest enemy America has is the radical left, highly incompetent Democrat Party. It should be Democratic Party. How the fuck does how is Trump the leader of the United States if he doesn't know how to speak English and also write English? Like, I understand that I mess up words from time to time, and I might do typos in English because English isn't my native language. But English should be Trump's native language. Although, I think bullshit is Trump's native language and English is just a secondary. Iran threatened back. Yes, I know that. I do know that. Ozzy, is that you? Yes. You look like a German Ozzy. That's an interesting, like, combination. Russian is his number one. But you speak it well, brother. Little by little, getting better at it. It kind of helps that in my 9-to-5 job, I, like, do everything in English. And also, of course, living in Ireland, it's going to help. So give me a year and I'll be fluent in Irish. They say BB finally the surface came up from underneath the ground. Trump called Gavin Newsom the borders this week. Yeah, I know. Trump always knows exactly what he's saying. I hope you're being sarcastic with that. I hope you're being sarcastic when you say Trump always knows exactly what he's saying. Trump called Newsom the president like, this shit is Newsom's problem now. First time seeing you, I'm glad I found you. You're not being sarcastic. Okay. Well, I wish you all the best. It's widely used, yes. I think the Australia doesn't have an official language. Dude, you have 6 people watching. I have 114 in TikTok, though. So, yes, I have 120 then in total. And also, there's a few in Twitch. So, Burner, thanks for the follow. No, he's saying he knows exactly what the fuck he's doing. Manipulated professional con man. Okay. Cry about everything, little anorexic man. Oh, P.U. Bud Russell sounds like a really big boy. That is literally what Bud Russell in YouTube wrote. Cry about everything, little anorexic man. Anorexic? What the fuck? I didn't know that. I think my PMI was actually like 28 or something. Happy birthday, nice accent. Hey, thanks, Andy. I'm 6'3" and 220. I'm Finnish. We're quite tall. Little man, Bud Russell. But yeah, like... He's mad you aren't fat. Well, that's the difference maker, like... Americans and us. We take care of our, like, bodies. We don't stuff shit in our mouth, and we don't get poisoned by our governments. And then we suck the ass fumes of their diapers while we get poisoned by our governments. Bud Russell is literally just, like, literally... You are a cry about everything, little liberal. Okay, good job with that. That's a huge burn, calling me a liberal. Oh my god, I can feel the burn. Oh, dumbass. What real news do you watch? We can get real news. Oh, if you want to watch the Iran news, Iran war. Here you go. It's literally a site that collects all the news outlets from every single country that is speaking about it. So Israeli, Iranian, Lebanese, European, different European countries news, also Asian news, United States news. You can literally just use this and get access to all the news available about Iran. This is something that the US government doesn't want you to see, because US government doesn't want you to learn about the war that is actually happening. That is why Trump is threatening the head of the FCC. No, not threatening the head of the FCC, but using the head of the FCC to threaten the broadcasters, because the broadcasters are reporting what's actually happening in Iran, and Trump doesn't like that, because it makes it look like Trump is losing, or not doing as well as he's saying he's doing. Don't even get me started on the food system in the United States. I know the food system. That's why, for example, a lot of Americans are like, when they come to Europe and eat here, like, they're surprised that everything doesn't have that. What fucking corn syrup do you use? That's in every fucking, like, fast food and, like, sodas and such. That corn syrup tastes like ass. It literally makes everything taste like vomit. When you become 2-time elected president and billionaire, let me know. Well, at least I'm not a pedophile. I didn't cheat my wife with a porn star. And I didn't get my dick bit by a 14-year-old. And I wasn't best friends with Epstein. I would gladly take, like, not being a billionaire and 2-time elected president. Did you hear about him blowing Bill Clinton? Baba might be Bill Clinton or a horse. Can you repeat that so my mom can hear about real news? I have a wife and 2 daughters, bud. So, good job. You're not a felon. That's also another thing. I'm not a convicted felon. I also haven't bankrupted bankrupted casinos. He's not even paid taxes. He refused to even provide them. I like there's this random guy in YouTube called Bud Russell who's fixated on me. Yeah, like, but you do know that I have a wife, so if you're interested in me, I have to say to you that I'm already taken, so you're not my type. You might want to find another person to be obsessed about. That's kind of scary that you're so obsessed about like me. Why am I watching on the platform with this annoying motherfuckers? I can hide him. So you don't need to watch him. Anyone that doesn't support the current president is a traitor. How do you not know this? What? He just actually just thinks you're hot. I think that's the issue a lot of like macho MAGA men have, because they have conflicting feelings towards me, because they're secretly like really into me. But then again, it's going against their beliefs to like a man. So they get insecure and they start calling me names, but secretly they're dreaming of me, so. Closeted. I cannot tell you how much I disapprove of your behavior. What behavior? Why are you taking my comments as a negative? I'm giving you totally reasonable information. I didn't even read your comments. I didn't read your comment, but now I did read your comment, and I'm actually glad that before that I didn't read them. What are you fucking saying? I cannot tell you how much I disapprove of your behavior. Jet Aviator, I don't give a fuck what you think. I can instantly see that you're a part of a cult. And you're not probably even a real person, though. MAGA woman here, there is zero appeal. Well, if you're a proud MAGA woman and you like to claim to a cult that is literally protecting pedophiles, like, I don't want to be appealing to that certain audience, though. How old are you? I'm turning 37 now. Chet needs to get some deprogramming. Seems to happen a lot with the Republican politicians here. I meant for the person who was trying to install. Oh, yeah. No, hold them all accountable. So you agree, Rebecca, that we should actually like investigate a bit more thoroughly what Trump has done? Because Trump said that a lot of his friends are gonna get in trouble if all the Epstein files are provided. So we need to investigate Trump. That would make him an associate, and also hiding criminals. That would make Trump a criminal as well. Or is that a different thing? I'm also I agree with you. Yeah, Rebecca, I agree with you. Every single one, like Bill Clinton, Bill Gates, all the Democrats, all the Republicans, all the celebrities, everybody. Regarding Epstein. Yes, we in America are against everything Trump has done. If you don't support the United States, then you're supporting evil. Why would you not support the United States? The United States are proper individuals. No, there are a lot of proper individuals in the United States, but the president is not one of the proper individuals at the moment. And also, president's admin is not a proper individual. That doesn't make me anti-American if I don't agree your president making lives harder for the citizens and also starting wars around the world, making the world more unstable. That doesn't make me anti-American. As a matter of fact, I do think that all the Americans should rise up and cause a revolution and push Trump out of the office. And also all the corrupt politicians in government should be also pushed out of the office and make better laws that prevents lobbying and bribery to happen in politics. American here saying death to the American military-industrial complex. Military-industrial complex is one of the biggest reasons, like, why you're spending trillions of dollars in your defense budget instead of like providing, I don't know, healthcare for your citizens or better education, or, you know, spending that on things that are more important than defense spending. If you don't wage wars around the world, if you don't kill people around the world, if you don't bomb them, you wouldn't have as many enemies as you have at the moment. So of course you need a big defense budget at the moment, because you have created a situation where literally there's so many countries that you've bombed and created paramilitary groups that hate America. Yes, March 28th, no King's Day. Last one had 7 millions. We are trying. Thank God you are trying. It feels like the entire structure is corrupt. It is completely corrupt. Like, lobbying such a normal thing in the United States at the moment that it's like drinking water, you know. You're exactly correct, American here, and it's very sad and frustrating. And the most frustrating is that people don't understand that both sides of the aisle is so corrupt that you need a clean slate at the moment, and you need proper legislation and also regulation that this status quo at the moment doesn't happen again. As all the politicians in the House and like all the governors, all the senators, and the presidents and president's admin, they are all fucking heavily lobbied and corrupt by foreign entities, different companies, tech billionaires, everybody. The foreign entity part should be the most glaring one and also the most scary one. But a lot of people don't care about that, which is baffling. Either they're ignorant about it, or I don't know, they just don't know it. When was that no kings, no information locally? According to YouTube, Revival Natural said it's on the March 28th. A fried sews a Canadian flag on her backpack when traveling. Hey, thanks, Nancy. Thanks for the birthday wishes. I do not think we can just vote our way out of this. No, because like there's always the risk, especially when it comes to midterms, that your votes won't matter if the dictator decides to do the things that dictators usually do. It's your birthday. It is my birthday. Hey, thanks for the birthday wishes, Maddie. Hang on, and I'll try to find the link. Oh yeah, that would be perfect. I could post it on Twitter. There's not Twitter, like TikTok. There's like 122 people there, so might get some more people coming up. The government is so entwined with huge corruption that there is no clean slate possible. There's 340 million people in the United States. They're strengthening numbers. They can't kill all of you. Happiest of birthday, happy birthday. Hey, thanks for the happy birthday wishes, everybody. All right. People in politics are selected, not selected. People in politics should work for the people. Happy birthday. It's my daughter's sweet 16. Happy birthday to your daughter. My daughter also turned 16 this year. You're an Aries. I just had mine. Exactly. All right. Let's change the tone for a second. I'm 37. Ask me anything. There we go. Let's switch the tone a bit. Are you Dutch or German? I like both. I'm Finnish. Happy birthday to your daughter. Hey, thanks. Are you German? No, I'm Finnish. Poland, good move. Poland would be a good move. Poland is doing well. Estonia is another hidden gem. If you want a hidden gem in Europe, Estonia is a good country to move into. Are you really? So cool. Yes, I am 37. What is your first name? I'm not going to tell that. What is your favorite band? My favorite band of all time is Iron Maiden. That was my first ever heavy metal band that I started listening to. And I still like Iron Maiden quite a lot. Alchemy, thanks for the follow. Keep it coming, more questions. The reason why I'm not telling my first name is because it's so unique. It's even unique in Finnish standards. So... it does sound Dutchish. That's why I like those countries. Sodan, System of a Down, and Rage Against the Machine. I had to go back at this time. Yeah, Rage Against the Machine is really nice. What is your favorite country to visit? Northern Ireland. Northern Ireland, I would say. Denmark is also really nice. Pocket, thanks for the follow. Are you able to get medical care easily in your country? Yes, I am. It's quite easy. In Finland, it was easier, but it's not difficult here either. We need to rage against the machine. That is true. System of a Down is awesome. What's your favorite meal? I'm a sucker for chili con carne. My wife makes a really good chili con carne, and I love that. I love it to the point that my kids hate it because I literally I could just eat that. Are there homeless people there? In Ireland, there's a few, but like, if you want, like, Finland is the poster child of like how to handle homelessness. Like, Finland has one of the lowest rates of homelessness ever anywhere. Happy B-Day. Hey, thanks, Nibarka. I saw them when they toured the first time in the United States. I haven't seen System of a Down live, and I'm kind of sad because I really want to see them. System of a Down is really nice. Did you marry a Latina? No. No. My wife is Finnish as well. Good question, though. I understand the question there. Is Ireland a good place to retire for US citizens? 100%. Ireland or Northern Ireland or Scotland. All of those places would be nice. I've heard Finland is one of the best places to live. Is your wife Finnish? My wife is Finnish, yes. As well. Happy birthday. Thanks for staying a smile. Also, to YouTube, I have a title of like Ask Me Anything in TikTok. So if you want to know something specific that is not necessarily related to what we usually have a conversation around, now is the time to ask questions. Las Vegas has very well over 6,000 homelessness, men live in the tunnels under the city. And that's why it's baffling that countries don't take care of their homeless like more. Because it is a sign of a country being run poorly when you have homeless people. That is a sign that your leaders of your country are doing a bad job. Finland has everything good, save for them not being... I mean, Finland has everything good, yeah. There's nothing wrong with Finland. What is your views on Iran? The Iranian people deserve freedom, but they don't deserve to be a colony of the United States and Israel. That's the short answer for that. How did they fix homelessness where you are? They don't, like, they remove the, because when you're homeless, you don't get bank accounts. And when you're homeless, you can't get an apartment if you don't have a bank account or a job. They removed a lot of those hurdles for the homeless people or people who were homeless to apply for jobs or apply for like bank accounts, apply for apartments. And that helped them. That helped them get up to their feet again and show that there's actually possibility. It was a lot of public programs that provided them assistance. And that's really fucking great. That makes me super proud to be a Finnish person. Happy birthday and give me your hair and let me be 37 again. Do they sell Mexican food there and do you like Mexican food? After my allergies, after I got the okay from my doctor to start experimenting with food, that's one thing that a lot of people don't necessarily know, that I was allergic to almost everything up until I was in my 30s when we were checked again, and that opened up a lot of avenues. But I like a lot of Mexican foods, a lot of regarding like beans, anything like bean related. I love beans. I have never eaten beans like for 30 years because I'm allergic to anything bean related. And now that I can, like my wife makes chili con carne with like 4 or 5 different beans, and I just love them. I don't know why, but they're just nutritious and delicious. Don't people in Finland join in their neighbors if the grass is 1/4 inch too high. No, they don't. No. We don't care about the neighbors. We let them be because we want them to let us be. Like, before we moved to Ireland, we lived in the most latest house for like 2-3 years. And I don't even remember the name of the neighbor that we had. We said hello every now and then, and that's about it. I didn't care what he was doing as long as he was not caring what I was doing. That's the Finnish like mantra. Let me be myself and by myself, so I will let you be by yourself and by, you know. What about mental health? Do they help those individuals? Yes, they do. There's still some taboos in Finland, but more and more those barriers as well. It's really good when it comes to the mental health of youth and the elderly and women, but men's mental health is still a bit of a taboo in Finland, but slowly but surely that is also improved because the suicide rates in Finland, especially amongst men, is super high still. But they are working on that to make it easier. What was the thing that piqued your interest in world politics? It had to be the World Trade Centers when I was on 6th grade. Because of course I've read history before that. I've read like about the Napoleonic era. I've read about the Alexander the Great conquest. I read about the American Independence War. I read about different European like history moments like the French Revolution up until when I was on 6th grade. But because I lived that live, the 9/11, that piqued my interest is like what caused that, what are the root causes. And then of course my father was heavily into world politics. So that became a bit of a hobby for us to catch up what's been going on. Why Ireland? We got a job here, both me and my wife. And it's a good place to move because Finland doesn't provide a good platform for kids if we want our kids to have as many opportunities as possible. Finland provides a lot of opportunities already, but an English-speaking country provides a step further opportunities for our kids. So, and both of our kids were like fluent in English already. And my older daughter speaks a few more languages, and my younger one speaks now Irish. So that's kind of nice. So that it was a mix of both. We had job offerings from Ireland, and also it's good for our kids. I want to go to Finland. 100% recommend. Love so much about the country. Like, yeah, Finland is just beautiful. Strange thing about the US, neighbors are different in southern states. They try to help. Do you drive on the right or the left side of the road? Here in Ireland, we drive on the left side of the road, but in Finland, we drive on the right side of the road, which took time to get used to. But the funny thing is, I didn't need to get an Irish driver's license because I have a Finnish driver's license, and that is also, I'm able to use that in any European country, which is interesting. So they don't even ask if I know how to drive on the left side of the road, because you have to remember a lot of the rules in the traffic is also flipped. But yeah, it wasn't that difficult. Like the only danger in the roads are the Irish people, because like I noticed instantly when we moved here is like the amount of scratches and dents on cars. If you go ever visit to Finland, like if you see a scratch or a dent in a car, that is like almost as rare as getting hit by lightning, because we take care of our cars, and of course we are a rally driving nation, so we learn how to drive either motorcycles or mopeds or scooters or Vespas or cars really early, and we take care of our cars. We know the sizes of our car. We know where all the like corners are. The driving school in Finland is really, really good. You don't see any dents or cracks or scratches in Finland that often. Irishmen are so fun. Meet a lot of them in Alaska. Irishmen are hilarious, especially when you go to the local pub, because that's one of the best places to like learn from the community and also like build relationships here. You learn something new every day. Yeah, Sonny, that's the thing. Like especially like I've been in quite a few different countries, so there's. My friend worked for a Finnish company, and she told me there is a lot of heavy drinking after work. Oh yes, after drinks are a common thing. Also, there's a saying in Finland: we work for 5 days to be drunk 3 days, to work 5 days to be drunk 3 days. I got to. If I go there, I already will drive on the correct side. I bet you'll know how to drive in the snow too. Oh yeah, we like that's a part of our driver's license like requirements is to drive on slippery surfaces and snow. Because we have a lot of that. What if you don't drink? You can still go out with them. Like I don't drink. That is probably a shocker for a lot of people. I drink once a year maybe. Not even that. I don't even like have a glass of wine in the evening because I don't want to drink alcohol in front of my kids. Because both of my parents were alcoholics when I was brought up, and I saw a lot of like adults drinking in front of us when we were kids, fighting, behaving really badly. I don't want to provide that to my kids. Did you read Angela's Ashes? Yeah, but like it's I also like I don't have an issue with drinking, so technically I could do that, but I just don't want to. Like, for example, in Christmas time, usually the Finnish tradition in Christmas is like the parents have a few glasses of wine and so forth. And my wife has a few glasses of wine during like Christmas. That's completely fine. That is just like, me and my wife were brought up differently. My wife was born with a silver spoon up her ass, really, really deep. And instead, I was brought up with, I don't know, dirt in my face, technically. What up, Levery? I don't drink either. My dad didn't drink. Both grandfathers alcoholics. My husband is a power lifter, so we don't. It's a health thing. Oh yeah, yeah. Lots of people in northern Michigan that are descendants of Finnish people. That is also actually Michigan and Minnesota and Wisconsin. There's a lot of Finnish people there. But yeah, it's more of a like. That's why it still hurts me today. Like, even though I'm doing a bit better than well, actually way better than my parents were doing, but like better than the average. Like, I'm still super cautious of spending money. Like, I don't buy anything. My wife does all the like decides what to buy and so forth. I have 10 of these that I bought like 2 years ago. These black t-shirts. And they cost like few euros a pop. I'm so cheap because when I was growing up, we didn't have any money. And it still like sticks to me, even though I have a bit of money. But I just can't like make that. Every time I'm putting something on the like shopping basket, I'm like almost hitting send, and then I'm like, do I really need this? Nah, I can probably do without this. Do you have any brothers and sisters? I have a big brother, a big sister, and a little brother. It's a big family. That's also because in Finland you get paid quite a lot, like per children, by the government, and that's one of the big, like back in the late 80s and early 90s, that was a really good way of poor families to make money, especially if your parents are alcoholics. So, not to say that we were made because they were like they needed money, but that's kind of the thing, you know. My ancestor said I'm related to the first king of Quenland in Finland. God damn. You look 57. Thanks. One of my employees told me I look 27, which was kind of hilarious, and I'm pretty sure she was just trying to ask me to get a promotion. But yeah, she asked like, you're gonna have a birthday in the weekend, and I was yeah, like, what are you turning, 27, 28? I was like, go fuck yourself. Like, that, yeah, you don't need to say that. You don't need to be that polite to me. I came from 14 kids, god damn. Do they still do that in Finland? Yeah. Some poorer families do that still. The amount you get paid compared to the cost of living is not that good anymore. Like back in the late 80s and early 90s, you used to get a lot more compared to what the cost of living was. Of course, we had the stock crash in the 90s, but imagine here they barely give you enough to eat if you don't work and have kids. Yeah, in Finland that would never happen. That would never happen. In Finland we have a safety net for the citizens. Which is a good reason. This is probably also like you guys have been here for a long time, so you know that I don't mind paying taxes because even I have everything I need for my family. So if I pay higher taxes, they go to people who don't necessarily have as much. But I think this mindset also comes from me coming from a poorer family growing up. Because if there wasn't that safety net, my family would have been screwed. So I don't want anybody in the year 2026 to go through the same thing, you know? Every country should have a safety net, 100%. Housing. Yes, imagine there are starving children in the US. I can believe one of the wealthiest countries in the world and starving kids. Do you want to trade your 37 for my 73? Same numbers, so fair trade. I wouldn't mind. Like, I would probably make that deal. If you're Finnish, do you always get everything done? Yes. And also, I'm a workaholic as well. It is a bit of a bad habit to have. Who was it? George Gorgeous. I can actually do that trade. Like, if that was possible. Because, like, if I could make somebody happy, even a person I don't know happy, that they could be 37 again, and the trade would be that I would be 73, I would be fine with that. Like, I have 2 daughters that love me, I have a wife that loves me, and I love all of them. I have everything I want, and if I would be 73, that wouldn't change anything, you know? So I would actually be okay doing that deal. In the USA, there is minimal safety net if you have children, and basically nothing if you do not have children. And they keep cutting the small safety net that they still. Why did you emigrate from the happiest country in the world? We got a job offer, both me and my wife, and also like an English-speaking country has better opportunities for our children, especially my older one turning 16 and my younger one turning 10. But that was like we moved here almost 4 years ago, so we were already thinking ahead. We had our options would have been like, because we want to move back to Northern Ireland, because Belfast is still one of our favorite cities all time. Like, we had options. Ireland, we couldn't go to the UK because of Brexit, and they kind of fucked themselves with Brexit. So Ireland, Canada, Australia, New Zealand. And originally we were thinking to moving to United States, but we decided to play it safe and move to Ireland and see what happens in the elections, because you have to remember this was before the elections. And we were kind of right. But there is 5 states in the United States that we can still think of moving. That Minnesota, Massachusetts, Wisconsin, Michigan, and Colorado. Those are like my top 5 states. You're getting a bit of an Irish accent. I think it's like slowly but surely, yeah. Because a lot of people who I'm talking to are Irish. Connecticut. I mean, of course there's Connecticut and there's Rhode Island, and there would be like Vermont and Maine, all of those, but Massachusetts is my wife's and my favorite, 100%. Colorado is a bit of a hidden gem because it's a red state, but the nature there is so pure, and I love nature. I love walking around and hiking and being amongst like nature and just like. So Colorado would be a really good place to go as well, and they are actually quite high when it comes to like liberal red state. Even though they do have like gun laws and so forth, but Alaska. I moved away from Finland. One of the reasons is like because we don't like snow. The Rockies are beautiful, 100%. Please research Minnesota as of. I covered the Minnesota riots, and that made me want to move more to Minnesota because I saw how the community came together and fought those fucking Gestapo pigs who executed 2 American citizens. That actually made me want to move to Minnesota more. The northern part of Michigan is a beautiful part. Anthony in the megapolis between Detroit and Chicago is a mess. Yeah. Is Finland really as jolly as people say? I wouldn't say jolly. It's a nice place to be, but you don't find that many jolly people there. Emma, thanks for the follow. Well, if you don't like snow, don't move to any of those states. I mean, they're not as bad as Finland. Like, you have to understand, Finland, the snow in Finland. I have a colleague who lives here in Ireland at the moment, who was a natural-born Minnesotan, and she's been to Finland, and she says that the Finnish winter is like way worse than in Minnesota. What about California? I wouldn't move to California. No. Too hot. Montana. My wife and kids want to move to Montana. I also have a colleague who lives in Montana, and she sent some pictures and videos of her farm, with like all the horses and all the fucking mountains and fields, and my wife and daughters just want to move there. New Jersey, it's too big. Pittsburgh would be in Pennsylvania, like Pittsburgh would be, because I'm a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, so I follow ice hockey, of course, because I'm Finnish. I spent a lot of time riding my horses in the forest when I was young. Montana is beautiful. Oh, yeah. Idaho is too... Yeah, like, I have a colleague from Idaho as well. I have a lot of American colleagues. Oregon, I don't have an opinion about. I remember we did this list like a few years back when we were listing like family-friendly, education-wise, social scores so far. Like social scores were based like how much they related to like the Finnish public system. And that's why on the top 5 list you see states like Massachusetts and Michigan and Minnesota and so forth. But yeah, like there's a lot of like good places in the United States. One thing nobody of you have actually like questioned is like, how do I know so many states? That was a game that I used to play. It's like from you remember the TV show Friends, and they had the 50 state game that Joey couldn't eat the turkey. No, not Joey. Ross couldn't eat the turkey until he named all 50 states. So I aced that even back in the day when I watched Friends, because like that was a game that me and my friends used to play. It's like pin states in a blank map of the United States. You don't even have the borders. I probably still could do that. I'm not 100% sure if I can do the blind map, but I could, if I see the borders, I could do that still. But back in when I was younger, I could do it with a blank United States map without any state borderlines. What do you do for work? Unfortunately, I work with AI. Why do I say unfortunately? Because those fucking data centers are creating a lot of heat and using a lot of electricity. That could be used better in some other places, especially how dumb AI is at the moment. Most Americans can't do that def not geography part. It is lucrative, yeah, 100%. I have a lot of like, I'm responsible for the Asian market, which is interesting because I don't speak any Asian languages. But I am like ahead of I think there's quite a few thousand people. I can't say exact amounts because that would be giving too much information, but we're talking about thousands of people that I'm managing. I hate it here, but not because of the actual country. It is a beautiful country with verified natural landscape depending on the area. I had a US jigsaw puzzle. Most of us Americans couldn't point out Finland. I know. My Finnish colleagues couldn't point out Iran, which is kind of fucking worried. In one of the meetings that we had like last week, I pulled out a world map and I said that, all right, use the team's like, you know, drawing tool and show me where Iran is. They couldn't fucking name where Iran was. They got close though, because they know where Israel is, but Iran is such a huge country that should be like a slam dunk every time. Have you ever been to Mexico? No, I haven't. I would love to go to Mexico. But I have to say that one of the #1 places to visit at the moment for me is India. I would love to go to India. First of all, the culture and the history of the country. Like, I would go to the northern parts and just, I want to see all the temples and I want to see all of those things. And the locals in the north are apparently really nice. I have a few workers in India and they said that northern parts is like super friendly. They're willing to help, and English is still like the #1 spoken language there, so I would do just fine. And Japan, we're gonna go to this year. We're gonna visit Japan. So I'm a bit envious of you. I'm losing it because you've been in Japan for 3 years. Do you have a PhD? I don't have a PhD. Wait a second. I know a person who lives in Yokohama. This is a small world. I must visit New Zealand next lifetime. My wife also wants to visit New Zealand as well. You will love it. Like, literally when we're going to Japan later this year, my friend who lives in Yokohama, they're Americans. Like, Dave is American and he has a Japanese wife. Like, Yokohama Crits is the ice hockey team. Yes, he's former military. He's a helicopter pilot, if I remember correctly. From Florida. I have a friend who is retired military, who is married to... Oh my god. Wow. I can find... Dave is also in TikTok, so... Just a second. I'll go to my profile. No, that's not the same guy then. But Dave goes to the Yokohama Crits ice hockey matches all the time. And he's a former wrestling promoter from Florida as well. This is my friend who lives in Yokohama as well. But it's a small world, but also Japan is huge. But like, Yokohama is definitely gonna be in the places where I want to visit as well, because I've heard so many good things about Yokohama from Dave, and Kyoto, of course, because of the history. Does he belong to the YCAC? What the hell is YCAC? Yokohama Country and Athletic Club. I don't know. I know that he works quite closely with the New Japan Wrestling and also the Yokohama Crits at the moment. He's a teacher in Yokohama, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's a teacher in a school, English teacher. Just here to say happy birthday. Hey, thanks, Fran. Thanks for dropping by. But yeah, that's gonna be a trip for the later of the year. I have a bunch of friends from all over still there. Is there anything worse than a crying baby on a plane? I wish my I wish parents would control their children. It's so disruptive. I refuse to believe a baby cries for 10 hours. At some point, this is just bad parenting, right? I know a lot more like worse things than a crying baby on a plane. Like I have children, so I don't care if a child cries. Like it doesn't literally mind me at all. So I don't know what Laura Loomer is like bitching about in Twitter, but I would say that losing all engines on an airplane is worse than a crying baby. Also, a hand grenade inside the airplane itself. Also, a drunken person. Is India with USA or China? India is with both. How many countries have you lived in? 3. Northern Ireland, Finland, and Ireland. Visited quite a few more. Poor babies can't help it. They do not understand the pressure charge. Yeah, exactly. Like the pressure changes is the main thing that causes the crying of like babies and even young kids to feel nauseous because they don't know how to depressurize their like eardrums. So they get a lot of pressure inside their ears, and that hurts them.
I believe you just lied under because I believe you just lied under.
All right, guys. Peggy, thanks for the follow. You know what? I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna call you need some cake, if there's still left any. And I want to thank every... Oh, no. Before we go, let's check the latest. 10 more updates. Oh, God. Israeli settlers smashed cars, set fires in West Bank, and killed 4 killed in Gaza. Oh, God damn again. UAE responding to incoming missiles. Happy birthday. Hey, thanks, Simply Bucks. Have a great day. Thanks, Miri. User, thanks for the happy birthdays. Yeah, I'm gonna go and enjoy the rest of the birthday. I'm gonna take some cake and I'm gonna play some guitar, and then I'm gonna notice that it's 2 o'clock in the morning and I need to go to sleep because I have 2 more days before my annual leave. So, well, it's not an annual leave. It's my unused vacation days from last year, which is 7 days. So they don't show that in the USA videos. They definitely don't. That's why I highly recommend. I'll post this once more. So if you want more news about Iran war without any censorship, I highly recommend using Iran Monitor. They publish all the news in iranmonitor.org. Nice catching you. Same to you, Luca. Enjoy this 37th birthday. Thanks, Milim. Yeah. If you want to have no censorship when you read news about the Iran, that's a website to go. Happy birthday. Thanks, Corona. Take care, guys. Stay safe. And have a great rest of the Sunday. And we'll see you probably tomorrow because the 48-hour deadline that Trump gave is caving in. Thanks for the happy birthday, EJ Hosso.